This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group that runs from lesson 301 through lesson 310, each of which relates to the second coming as understood in the course. I'll be repeating this same introduction for each of lessons 301 through 310, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the course, the second coming does not refer to the bodily return of Jesus. Rather, it is each and every one of us, all of humanity, finally remembering who and what we are in truth. It is all of us remembering that together we are the sonship, the one self we all share, the Christ. In the words of the introduction, which precedes these 10 lessons, the second coming is, quote, merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity. It is a part of the condition that restores the never lost and reestablishes what is forever and forever true, end quote. In other words, it is our collective realization that the separation from God never occurred and that we remain as God created us, as his one spiritual child in heaven. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are only contained in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 309, November 5th. I will not fear to look within today. This lesson is one of the clearest and most direct statements of our goal, to look deeply within and see the one self. Any expectation or suspicion that you will look within and find only decay and evil is just baseless fear. Your self must remain as God created it. Instead of a defiled pit, you will find a beautiful and holy altar to God. Know thyself. To remember the self is our only goal. Forgiveness, looking beyond the surface to the reality beyond, is our path to get there. Practice forgiveness as much as you can. Unfortunately, the world you now see gives you ample opportunities to practice. In an odd way, each is a gift. The title of today's lesson is, I Will Not Fear to Look Within Today. It is impossible to wake to your real self if you don't look within. The answers and the real you do not exist out there in the illusion. They exist beyond the illusion. And the only way to see beyond the illusion is to look past the surface, the physical. Sink deeply into the center of your mind and being. It is there, and only there, that the secrets are found. Books and teachers can help, but they can only point the way. They are fingers pointing at the moon. Eventually, you must look directly at the moon, not the fingers. And how you do that is by silencing the world and looking within.